Alright guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back the Volvo 740 T5 engine swap project. I know it's been a long time. I am way overdue on this project, but you know, it is what it is. Kids, etc., etc. It's a lot right now. It's a lot right now. I'm in full dad mode, so haven't really had the time to work on the car, to be honest. It's been, and I've been riddled with issues too, but I'm not gonna bore you with all of it. But it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Anyway, today I thought we would focus a little bit on the fuel. Fuel isn't something that I don't think we've talked a lot about it on the channel. Maybe when we did the fuel rail, because that's basically the only thing that's fuel related that we have on the car. I put the new speeding fuel rail on there. I haven't done anything else. I pulled a couple of wires back to the tank so we can get, you know, a little bit more juice than the original ones. And that's about it. So I thought, you know, we need to continue with that. Get the pump in the tank, connect the fuel pressure regulator, the filters. I don't have the filter right now though. But yeah, just get everything kind of sorted. All right, so let's take a little look at what I've got and what my plans are for regarding the fuel system. And let's just take it from there. All right, so this is what I have in mind, okay? This is the original sending unit. This has a pickup pump. This is not the actual fuel pump. These cars have two fuel pumps, so this just picks it up from the tank in order to send it to the real fuel pump, or the high pressure pump, if you will. On my new setup with the T5 engine, I want the pump in tank. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna replace this little pump here, which is just, like I said, a pickup pump. This is not gonna be able to supply anything. We're just going to go ahead and fit this pump instead. This is a copy of a, I can't actually remember right now, but I'll put it in the screen, on the screen here, what this is, and I'll even put a link to it if you guys are interested. But it should be a direct replacement for this pump right here. It should have the same diameter. Doesn't look like it, but we'll find out very soon. So what we're going to do here is going to put that pump in there. We're going to put a new hose. We have this PTFE hose here. I'm not really sure about that, but we'll see how that works out. And then we're going to connect that hose to an AN fitting instead. So originally this sending unit has almost something looking like this sitting right here for the fuel out. Now the inner diameter of this pipe that comes out here is 4 millimeters. So I thought, okay, let's make that a little bigger. And while I'm at it, let's put an AN fitting there so we can just run AN fittings from here all the way to the fuel rail, because everything is just AN today. I could have gone with the hose, which, you know, in retrospect, that's probably what I should have done. I should have saved my money and just kept the original little spout on here and just put a regular fuel hose on here. I don't know why I gotta do this, to be honest. But I was thinking, you know, maybe be a little bit future safe from when we go fuel cell, so I don't have to re-pull the lines. But, you know, I'm an overthinker, so this is what happens sometimes. Anyway, we're gonna do this because I've already cut into this and I don't really feel like going out and getting a new sending unit. So, and I think it's gonna wind up okay. It's just a little bit overworked, if you will. So we're gonna put a fitting in here. We're gonna put this hose on the fitting to go from hose connection to AN fitting. And then we're also gonna sort out these wires here because, yeah, these have seen better days, definitely. So we're gonna put in some new wire, which is a little bit thicker as well, because these pumps pull a lot higher amperage than a pickup pump. These can pull up to 16 amps. So we got 2.5 square millimeter wire, which should be good up to 25 amps, or 20, I think. Maybe it was 20. So that should be just okay for what we're running right now. And like I said, in the future, we're probably gonna be running a fuel cell, which means an entire different fuel setup approach here. And we're probably going to PVM control the pumps and everything. So this is just a little bit basic right now, just to get us started and get it through inspection and stuff. So anyway, that's the plan. So what I think we should do is start by just taking everything off and see if this fits. We can just go ahead and take this whole thing out. That's just gone, isn't it? Let's see if this fits. Now this comes supplied with, comes in this little box right here, so you have the connector to it. I think this is 2.5 square millimeters. We have a little filter here, a little pre-filter. We got the hose clamps. We got a hose. Oh yeah, I guess that's if you don't have the hose. And then you have this little rubber sleeve, which I guess is for, you know, if it doesn't fit in here, you can just use this. I don't know. Anyway, let's have a little look at this. Now this is an E85 pump because it says E85 on it. So it's a remanufactured pump, this, from another brand. Or a copy, I would say. It's probably a copy. Made for ethanol fuels and tuned for better flow. Look at that. How nice. Anyway, this is supposed to be good for what we need. I can put all the specs on camera here. It is not a direct fit though, so we're gonna have to modify this, like we're gonna have to modify everything else on this car. But yeah, no bigger issues. All right, so we're gonna have to make this not so tight, which shouldn't be too much of a problem. You can just snap that off right there. Remove this. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put this back, because if this spring comes off, I guess I won't know where it is. There we go. Okay, so we have some small ridges in here in order to fit it perfectly. Let's get a measurement of that. All right, so this pump is 39 millimeters, and this one is, oh boy, 37. So we should shave off a millimeter, basically. That's basically removing them. Well, I guess we're gonna have to remove these somehow. How are we gonna do that? Oh, this can go wrong so many ways. This is a terrible, terrible idea. Hey, hey! Wow, look at that. That was pretty brilliant, I think. That's not too bad. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that so close to that. Wow, it's almost fitting now. Almost there. It's gonna be something like that. And then we just gotta get this on here. Yeah. All right. So how does this go on here again? Like so. And then, there we go. Looks good. All right, so next up, well, really we can go ahead. I'm gonna see if I can get these, I'm gonna see if I can get these wires soldered onto here, because they're all just broken off in there. But I think I'm gonna take this off, this whole pipe. Take that off. Take this little thing off. Ow! So we can get to these. This is gonna be tricky, I think. Trying to heat these up, get the old wires out, and get the new wires in. I think that can be a little tricky, but we'll see what we can do here. I don't know how much heat we can put on this. Not a lot is my guess. Ha-ha! Look at that. That worked out pretty good. Ha! Look at that. Perfect. All right, so now I want to find out which one goes where. So we're just gonna ring them, see if anyone's home. So here we have two fuel pump wires. We have the black, which I assume is ground. So we have that over there. And we have the feed, which is that one. So we have feed and ground. Good to know. Okay, we'll open looks like crap in here, guys. I'm sorry. Got a little hot. But hey, it's in there. It's in there. It's in there for good. And of course, I'm also going to go ahead and put in the sender unit cables later. Now these are not, it doesn't really matter how these goes on, I don't think. They are not, you know, sensitive to which one's which. You know, they're the same color, both of them. So we'll just, you know, put some wire on that as well. As a matter of fact, I might as well do that right away. Alright, so now we can go ahead and reassemble all this. It was like that, I think. And this will be the return. And now we want these two guys to go to here. I think we'll do the same thing there. Just, I don't know why these are so long, to be honest. I mean, that should be enough, right? Oh yeah, I gotta be able to take it off and stuff. Okay, maybe a little longer. Oh, look at that, there's even a place for them here. Yeah, something like that. Just do the same thing here. Oh, there we go. That's the, oh shit. Got a little burnt there. No, that's just dirt. Okay, so we got that done. Now we need these two fellers. I don't know if we can pull those. How are they supposed to go? Maybe here as well? I don't know. I can't remember because it was so broken. Looks about maybe right. I don't know. All right, so now we're gonna weld. We're gonna solder these together, these two. And something that I would like to do here is to put them at different heights. So I'm gonna solder one here and one up here maybe. So they're not next to each other, because if we do have a failure, at least they won't be, you know, creating sparks inside the tank. So it's a little bit of a fail-safe. Although the concentration of gas inside the gas tank is way too high to ignite anything. So you're not going to have an explosion even though these cables are touching and sparking around in here. You would have to have a really weird situation in order for that to happen, because the concentration is just too big for an explosion to happen. But, you know, nevertheless, it's a good idea to not have sparks in the tank. So I'm just gonna take that one there and that one there for no scientific reason at all. A little slot right there. Maybe I should go around this side. Just have it like that. That looks nice. Although I got positioned wrong now. So there we go. Leave a little slack. Something like that, maybe. Something like that, maybe. This feels like a really weird type of wire. This is not copper, I think. This is aluminum or something. So that'll be interesting. I kind of want to do that. And then I thought maybe one of these on top. And then the shrink tube. Like that would be super duper safe, right? I don't know. I'm gonna try to fit these into each other. That's a great sound, isn't it? Gotta give them a little heat. We got this guy to go in here too. Got these guys on here. Oh, would you look at that? That's gonna be able to bop up and down a little bit. Now we move on to the fuel line. I'm just gonna clean up in here because this is a mess. All right, so we're getting ready to put the hose on to connect the pump so we can have something to screw this all into. But before we do that, we gotta put this thing in there. This is like an AN fitting for like when you wanna pass through something, like I wanna pass through this plastic. So you just put that on there. You can use it for firewall or whatever you wanna do. And it's for a hose connection on the other end. So hopefully this will work out. I'm not really sure if I'm doing this right, but that's my plan anyway. I went ahead and drilled it up a little bit. So it used to be 4 millimeters. Now it's 6 millimeters. So we got it a little bit bigger for a little bit more flow. I don't know why. There was so much material. There was so much material in this. I just thought it was unnecessarily thick, you know. It's still very much sturdy. So I also went ahead and put a little chamfer inside of here so that the flow will be better. Overkill maybe, yeah, probably. But you know, I had some time left over, so I just went ahead and did that, because why not? Anyway, in order to fit this, we need to drill a hole in the sending unit here, and it needs to be 19 millimeters. Well, good thing I got this thing, which is full of drywall, but we'll use that. And we'll just drill a 20 so hole in there, maybe 9. This goes to 18 and then 20, so I'll just go kind of halfway, and then we'll put that in there. So let's do that. Gotta clean this thing up first. All right, so what I did at work is I just milled this entire thing off in the mill. Doesn't look perfect. We'll sand this up and make it look nice. It looks about the same on the inside, but let's go ahead and make this hole. At least I got a little guide hole going here, so I know kind of where I need to go. Okay, so we got it up to 16 now. Let's go up to 18. I guess we're going 20. And if you're building a 740 T5, just ignore this entire step, because this is just stupid, to be honest. I wouldn't have done this today. I don't know what I was doing back then. It was over a year ago. You learn stuff, you know, as you go. And I've learned that this is pretty dumb. But, you know, whatever. I did it. Let's go with it. See what happens. All right, so there we go. We have the gasket on. Don't know why I have 2 extra gaskets here, but I just assume that we'll need one on the inside as well. Get the little O-ring. I'm actually thinking maybe we should have a little bit of grease on this. It feels very dry, and when I tighten it, I don't want it to go all over the place. Just the tiniest amount on there, so that the O-ring can slip and slide a little bit. You know, while I'm at it, Loctite doesn't seem like such a bad idea. Just a little dab of that. Just gonna tighten it with this. There we go. It's easy to over tighten these, so that's just about enough. And we got the Loctite. I'm just gonna check to see that the O-ring hasn't gotten all weird. Well, I can't see any O-ring, and it's flush on both sides, so I guess it kind of popped into the groove there. I'm pretty happy with this, even though I'm not very happy I made that decision, but I think it'll work. All right, so time for the hose. Let's see here what this is all about. I'm not really sure about this weird thing. It's supposed to be like pressed on there, pressed on here, and then a couple of small hose clamps. All right, so the dumb thing with this is that you can't cut it, can you? Like, it is the way it is. Ah, crap. Wow, that's actually a lot more flexible than I thought. That slid on there pretty nicely. I remember that was nice. Just nice. Felt good. Felt like it slipped right in, sort of say. Very easy to over tighten stuff like that, so easy does it. Now, how are we gonna do this? Is it gonna be like that? Are we even gonna get it in the tank like that? I'm not even sure. We're gonna put a little loop on it. That doesn't feel good either, does it? No, because it's gonna bob up and down and stuff. All right, so I'll go ahead and get a connector for these. Let's put this thing in the tank. Where's the tank? Where's that thing? All right, guys, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and clean this tank because it's like moldy from laying up on the attic. And it's full of nastiness. All right, that looks a hell of a lot better, doesn't it? It's got a lot of body stuff. What do you call it? It's got a lot of rust proofing on it, so I can't get it 100% today, but it's good enough. Make sure you tape it up so you don't get water in there. Dang, I should have gotten a new gasket. That's a pretty rough gasket right there. All right, so let's put it in here. And then you're supposed to align this up. Needs to be turned a little bit. That kind of sits like that. There we go, that looks good. So you want it facing that way, kind of flat, or else it's gonna sit weird in the basket down there. Yeah. Oh boy, all those years have made that rubber pretty hard. All right, so I called a local Volvo dealer and asked them for this gasket, and it was no problem. So I got it actually within the day, although I didn't have time to pick it up that day. So I picked it up this morning. Gonna go ahead and slip this on here and see if it doesn't work a lot easier. I can tell you that there is a slight difference in the stiffness of the rubber. So I don't think we'll have any problems, but let's give it a shot. Slip that off. And slip this one on. Oh. You know what? I've been doing this all wrong. I've been doing it completely wrong. You're supposed to put the gasket in first, of course. Why didn't I? Oh. I was like, what the hell? Why is this so hard? But of course, if you put the gasket in first, you freaking idiot. Oh my God. Well, that's an honest mistake. All right. And this should just slip on in here. Right? Oh yeah. God dang it. I can't believe this. I need a minute. Well, it's actually cracking up a little bit anyway, but yeah, I think we could have made it with this, but this is, you know, considerably harder than the new one, but yeah, I did it wrong. I should have done it that way, of course. See, I make the mistakes so you don't have to, right? Anyway, let's slip this on here. Hopefully this will be working. There we go. Gotta make sure you get that nice and flat. Yeah. There we go. That should be good enough. As always, thank you so much for watching. It's very, very helpful. I like that this project has a lot of momentum. There's a lot of people asking me, okay, what's going on with the 740 T5? Please give us the 740 T5. Any updates on the 740 T5? And I know it's been a long time. It's been a long time. I've been busy with a lot of other stuff, but we are gonna finish this project. Is it gonna be this summer? I really hope so. I really, really hope so. I can't promise anything, which is a little bit annoying, but there's a lot of stuff in my life that's not really up to me right now. So I gotta make what's best for everybody, but I'll damn sure try to get this thing through inspection this year, okay? I'm aiming for August at the latest, okay? But I hope, of course, that it will be a lot sooner. At least we got the fuel sending unit done today. Next week we're gonna move on to fuel lines, fuel pressure regulator, fuel filters, and basically have the whole fuel system set up, which is gonna be really nice. And then we can move on to ignition, piping, and then we're not far away. So yeah, thank you for watching once again. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ha det gött!